All right, we live. Let's go ahead and get started on IG. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. It is Saturday. Get yourself in the drink and let's talk. Pull up a chair, close the door. Let's talk. Happy to come to you tonight live, brothers and sisters. Saturday night, coming to you live Saturday night from Houston, Texas. As we said, we're going to come here on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday to talk about the book, The Money Game So Black People Can Win and Dominate, right? Released that book in November of last year for my birth anniversary. We've been pushing it ever since then. It's getting bigger and bigger as far as the outreach, the number of people that is hearing about the book and purchasing the book. And next month, we will start the Money Game live broadcast on Closing the Gap Network. That's going to start on May 13th at 6 p.m. Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's May 12th. Yeah, May 12th. So stay tuned for that, and you be getting more information. So make sure you get on my list so we can stay in communication. We can dialogue back and forth, and we can put something great together. It's about being great, brothers and sisters. There's enough people that are mediocre and below. There's very few people that's great. So we need more people to strive to be great. So you get on my list by going to themoneygamebook.com, themoneygamebook.com. That's a special website to promote the release of my book. And by going there and giving me your email address, you'll be put on a special VIP list. But you're going to get 2 free gifts. One is an audio download of The Money Game, not the book The Money Game, but a lecture I did entitled The Money Game. And it gives you an idea of what the money game is from my perspective, from my 40 years of experience on this journey of financial empowerment, financial freedom, getting rich, being wealthy, whatever the case may be, whatever term you want to use. I started that in 1980, so that's really 44 years now, right? If you do the math. So you'll be able to understand what I mean when I say the money game. And what we have to do, brothers and sisters, moving forward, I'm going to help and do my best to help with this. We have to start connecting with people that message resonates with our spirit. Not just our minds, but our spirit. Not just our spirit, but our minds. Both body and mind go together. When you separate the two, you break the power of the connection. Break the power of the connection, brothers and sisters. So we have to understand that. So that's part of the totality, the constant comprehensive approach to winning and dominating in life. It's very difficult, from my experience, it's very difficult to fail in another important area, but master another important area. If it's important, we can't fail at it. Health is important. Spirit is important. Mind is important. The material world in which we live in is important. To ignore any one of those or not recognize their importance and being terrible at any one of those cause the effect of the others, right? Because we're a holistic person. We're mind, body, and soul in one. So we have to feed all parts of our existence. So you're going to get more of that type of idea, that kind of concept in this book. That's why I say this book is not like 99.9% of any other book about money. It's different from 99.9% of any other book. Why? Because there's so much more in here than money. There's more in here that's not about money than there is about money. Because money is not our problem as Black people in America. $1.3 trillion spending power, that's not our problem. We have another problem. We have to identify what that problem is and attack that problem very aggressively. It's not the money. It's something else. So that's the approach of this book. And I'll tell you, for those of you who got the book or getting the book, read the back. They give you a good idea. This top half give you a good idea of what's the essence of the book. What's the spirit of the book? What's the mind of the book? And then down here it tells you a little bit about myself. All right. So the money game so black people can win and dominate. Get your 2 free gifts. So the free gift number 1 is the audio. You get that immediately, download. The second one, we're going to have a private Zoom class here in the next month or so. We got to get 25 more people to reach the goal. And once we do, then you'll get an email, several emails of the date and time and the way to register for the Zoom class, private Zoom class, where you can ask questions. We're going more in detail about the book. You know, I'll expound on some things in the book, because remember, brothers and sisters, something as serious as money cannot go into one book and surely can't be included in 200 pages. It's to scratch the surface. It's to cause a paradigm shift in our thinking, to think totally different about money, and to cause a paradigm shift, to cause us to have aha moments after aha moments, epiphany after epiphany. The mind grows through aha moments. It grows through epiphany. It grows through the stretching of the mind, stretching of ideas, stretching of concepts, building on concepts. That's how you keep the mind strong. That's how you prevent Alzheimer's and dementia, right? It's the exercising of the brain and also the foods that we eat. So you're going to get more than money in this book, because there's enough books about money, right? No, I don't go into crypto versus stocks versus real estate versus Forex versus options. No. Which one's better? No, that's not what we need, brothers and sisters. All right. That's not what we need. That's why I included in this book, we're going to talk about tonight, is the Black Economic Empowerment Pledge. We're familiar with the word pledge. We know what that means. We grew up in America. We were taught to pledge allegiance to the flag, right? Put your hand over your heart, right? Well, put your hand over your heart and repeat the Black Economic Empowerment Pledge. And a pledge is not something you say once, twice. You say it until, it becomes a part of your being. All right. So here it is in the back on page 193 for those who have the book. Okay. There it is right there. Make a pledge. Pledge to yourself first, to God second, and to your family. But it says pledge. A pledge is basically a very serious formal promise. So it's not just a promise, it's a formal promise. But not just a formal promise, it's a serious formal promise. Committed by a solemn promise. Right? So it's now you committed with a solemn promise. So once again, it helps to crystallize what does pledge mean? What kind of promise? How deep is that promise? That's what it says here. Okay, that's what a pledge is. Now, I took the layout of this pledge from the Million Man March, the pledge that we made, that I was blessed to be on the mall in Washington, D.C., October 16, 1995, with 2 million black men. We said said a pledge on that mall. And this was the model of that pledge. I used it to put this pledge together. Right? So, brothers and sisters, what we have to do, we have to start doing like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said in a lecture 20 some odd years ago. He said, we have to be like the Kennedys. Right? We have to meet and sit down at the dinner table and discuss business, discuss politics, discuss the social condition of our people and what can we do about it. That's what more of us have to do. Some of us, we struggle, and it's not common for us to even eat dinner together. People come and go as they want in the kitchen, grab their food, take it to different parts of the house, sit down on the couch, watch TV, and eat. But we just need a few of us serious ones. It's always just a few. We have to understand, brothers and sisters, the masses will never lead. Masses always follow. They follow the few that lead. So if we are choosing to be spearhead vanguards in our family as far as the seriousness of playing the money game, then understand that it's going to be you and it maybe 2 or 3 others. So if we understand that, we don't bog down our conscience wondering why everybody and why this person and that person. You just get to 2 or 3 that's committed at your level, right? And that's enough to move the whole family. That's how it always is. So to think it's going to be any different for you is a farce. You're setting yourself up for disappointment. And that's not the intelligent thing to do. So I modeled it after the Million Man March Pledge, but let's go through it real quick and then we'll finish. But go to themoneygamebook.com, get your free gifts, get on my list so we can continue. We're going to continue this, right? By God's grace, Allah's grace, we'll start our show on May the 12th, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Go to YouTube and find and subscribe to Closing the Gap. They have other programs that are very, very good. Youth, Hispanic, hip hop, talking about the hip hop culture. So it's a network like NBC, CBS, BET, Lifeline, FS1. I mean, it's a network. The brother James and brother Minister Chad, brother Minister James and sister Starla have been laboring at that for years to put that together. And I'm blessed to be asked to join them so we can talk about money. But talk about it in its proper place, proper, way to look at money. Proper mean to empower ourselves. And money, there's dualities in society, hot or cold. There's no lukewarm. So money is either used to build up or tear down. There's no in between. There's no in between. Let's look at this pledge real quick, brothers and sisters. So, page 193. See it? Black Economic Pledge. All right, we got 2 platforms we're trying to look between. All right, so here it is. Number 1 starts with I and has a blank for you to say your name. See, this is something good to do at the dinner table every evening at the dinner table, right? Or every Saturday evening, every Sunday evening when you can get together as a family. I, say your name, pledge to study and apply what I learn about building wealth for me, my family, and my community. I, say your name, pledge to dedicate my time, money, resources for the rest of my life. How long? For the rest of my life in building wealth for me, my family, and my community. See, not just for you, not just for your family, but for our community. I, say your name, pledge to meet with family members or anyone that is serious and willing to sacrifice. That's where we're going to fall off. We're going to lose a whole lot of people. Sacrifice for economic empowerment. See, economic empowerment is different from building wealth. We'll get into that more on that live call. So make sure you go to themoneygamebook.com and get on the list. I, say your name, pledge to never give up. How long? Never. That's how long. Give up supporting Black businesses or organizations. I didn't say which one. It's up to you to decide. You're an intelligent being. You know what's in your best interest. I understand the law of reciprocity. Law of reciprocity. Who says that about money? I, say your name, pledge not to criticize anything Black owned and operated. I got that directly from Message to the Black Man by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Stop wanting criticism, wanton criticism of everything Black owned and operated. I, say your name, pledge to become a conscious consumer. What kind of consumer? Conscious consumer. Spend money with my brother before another. I understand the power of my Black dollar. I understand the power of my Black dollar. Your Black dollar has power. How does it have power? Who has it? And what they're using it for? And is the power that they're using from my Black dollar that I spend, is it being used for me or against me? I, say my name, pledge to live below my means. Got that from Message to the Black Man. I, say your name, pledge to invest time, money, resources monthly. How often? Monthly, in improving how I think about money. Not how to make more money, how I think about money, myself and my people. How do you think about yourself? How do you think about your people? How do you think about money? All three should be connected. I, say your name, pledge to have 5 times, how many? 5 times more passive income than earned income. So earned income is what you trade time and money for. Go to work, time and money. Go to work, time and money. Go to work. That's earned income. That's the highest taxable amount of income, earned income. So you want your passive income that you get without having to spend. It's not a direct relationship between time and money. Go spend 40 hours, get paid. 40 hours, get paid. Passive is where you put minimum amount of effort, but you get maximum return. So that has to be 5 times more than your earned income. So if your earned income is 100,000, then you and I should be pressing to have $500,000, $500,000 of income from passive sources. All right. And we can talk about what they can be. What are some of your options on that call? All right. So I, say your name, pledge to pass on to my children and or grandchildren income producing assets. I got that from the Bible. You find out where it is. I'm not a Bible scholar, right? It says a righteous man leaves an inheritance for his children, his children's children, his grandchildren. I said that on the interview 2 weeks ago on Closing the Gap. That means you have to have enough money, have it structured properly to make it impossible for your children to waste it all, right? It'll still have some left for your grandchildren. All right. So that's the last one. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. And then we have signature there. You can sign your name and date it. So what I recommend is you retype it. Or you can fill it out here. That's why I got it. You can fill it out here. But some people ain't like me. We like to keep things looking brand new and pristine and don't want to write on it, right? So you might want to retype it or make copies, and then that way you have it separate, and you can carry it around, that sheet around with you, that pledge around with you, and you can repeat it. All right, every day, all through the day. It's reprogramming. Just imagine, brothers and sisters, the Bible says we're born in sin and shape in iniquity. That's this world. So from day one, our minds are being programmed not to win and dominate, but to be average, to be mediocre, not to rock the boat, right? Not to be a problem for society, good or bad, right? And they punish both people. The person that causes problem by doing bad, they punish them, and the person that creates problems by doing good, they punish them. So they want you to fit there, right there in the middle, right? And we don't want to be punished for being bad or being good. So we just stick right there in the middle. What's acceptable? But what's acceptable is not what's right. We should know that by now, right? So we have to reprogram our minds, brothers and sisters. If you want more, you have to do more, be more, to have more. Do, be, have. Do, be, have. See, I learned that along my journey, and I don't know where I got it from, but do it. By doing it often enough, it then becomes a part of you. You be it. And only after you be it will you have it and have it to keep. Now, you can have somebody give me $1 million if I don't know, if I haven't become the person to know what to do with it. Then it'll be a fleeting thing. Sooner or later, it'll all just go through my fingertips and be gone over a period of time. I mean, it's not good or bad. That's just what happens. Either grows or it dies. There is no in between. Even if the digits look the same in your bank account, inflation is devaluating the purchasing power of that money. See, that's why I say it's a game. See, once you know the game, right, then you know how to pace yourself in that race. You know when you need to speed up and when you need to slow down and catch your breath. Right? You know when you need to pull off to the side and refuel and catch your breath and get you some water and reorganize and do an assessment before you run out there again. It's a game. It's a game that we have to learn how to play. Somebody has to give us the mindset to know how to play it. And we need certain characteristics. We have to develop certain characteristics that gives us the fortitude and give up the aptitude that we need in order to win and dominate. That's a mentality. You just apply it to the money game. You apply it to your health. You apply it to your education. You apply it to your relationships. You apply it to social change. The mindset to win and dominate. We have to understand, brothers and sisters, like I said, you can't win and dominate as a husband or a wife and you're a terrible father. Everything is related, interrelated, interchangeable. Everything, if we're smart enough and understand, everything is interrelated. How can it not be? You're one person performing all those different functions. You bring you with you in all those different functions. See, brothers and sisters, so that's the power. That's why you need to get this book. I remember, and I'll end with this. On this 44-year journey, I remember in my early years of personal development, read all the classics. Power Thinking Big, Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Magic of Thinking Big. I mean, The Power of Believing. Oh man, this is 1930s. Those are the classics. Just know that everybody else after them have built on those building blocks. Anthony Robbins, all of them, Les Brown, you name it. Bob Proctor, you name them. Brother Thomas, right? All of them. You have to build from somewhere. You didn't get on this planet by yourself. We take what's there and we create something from it, something new, something different, but it's the foundation. But I remember Earl Nightingale, and check it out. Earl Nightingale had an audio program called The Strangest Secret. And he interviewed a psychiatrist or somebody. I got to go back and get the story straight because I'm going to start telling it and sharing it with you because this is one of the cornerstones of my personal and business philosophy. He asked this scientist, this psychologist. He said, with all the advancement of industrial advancement and all the advancements of the society at the time here in America in the early 30s and 40s, right? I remember it's going through Industrial Revolution, Ford, the automobile, and the light and all that stuff. So he asked, what is with all these things that man can use? He said, what is stopping man? What is holding man from advancing even further and more, common people for advancing? Because you're always going to have people advancing, but more common people advancing. And this is what the scientist said. He said, the man just doesn't think. Doesn't think. So ever since I heard that, and then I heard one of my mentors say, if you want to make money, get a formal education. But if you want to get rich, get an informal education. From that point on, I was about informal education. But man just doesn't think. Look it up, Strangest Secret. Go to YouTube, Earl Nightingale. The first couple of minutes, he tells that story. So it's not what to think. See, this society wants to tell you what to think. It's not what to think, brothers and sisters. How to think. How do you think? That's the story. How do you think? So I teach you here how to think by peeling off the mystery, peeling off the myths that's out there about money and how we should think about money. And people want to program, give us narratives, want to tell us what to think. This society does not want you and I to know, brothers and sisters, how to think. Because then we'll think for ourselves. We'll think about what's in our best interest. And it's not the same of what's in their best interest for us. All right? So that's what you'll learn in this book. That's what you'll experience in this book. Because that's what I experienced all around learning this thing right here, the money game. But I learned how we can use it to win and dominate in the society while we live. All right. So that's it. That's 25 minutes. We like to keep this around 20 minutes. So come to you by God's grace again Tuesday. Well, next Tuesday I'll be in Atlanta. We still might come live, remote. But Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, we come live to you to have a conversation. Leave some comments at the bottom. YouTube, Facebook, X, and IG, Graham. Leave some comments, brothers and sisters. It's about a dialogue. You cannot win and dominate at the money game sitting in the bleachers, no matter whose jersey and what team you're on. You might be excited because your team won, but it's not like being on the field and winning. And everybody plays the money game. So you don't have the luxury to sit in the bleachers, even though this society wants to give you an idea that you do. All right, so the movie, the Money Game, book.com. Get your 2 free gifts, and God willing, we'll see you Tuesday. But go to the website, give your name and information, get your downloadable audio of what is the Money Game, and then we'll have that live conversation here in the next couple of weeks. And remember, Sunday, May 12th, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll have our first The Money Game live show on Closing the Gap Network. We're excited about that, to bring it to you every 2 weeks, the second and fourth Sunday, so we can start our week the next Monday, the next week, thinking about the money game so we can win and dominate. All right. So until next time, I'll see you at the top, not from the top, because you, your family, but most importantly, our community deserves your very best. Thank you, brothers and sisters. See you next time. Peace.